So when you think of the term monster movie, what usually comes to mind? You might think of a classic like The Creature from the Black Lagoon or The Wolfman, or you might go a little bit more modern, maybe thinking about one of the Alien or the more recent King Kong movies. For me though, my mind usually goes straight to the king of the monsters himself, Godzilla. Look at him go, just smashing everything in sight while fighting giant monsters and the military. Fuck yeah, Godzilla movies are awesome. Well, maybe not all of them. Back in the 1990s, American film studio Tristar Pictures somehow got a hold of Godzilla's production rights from Toho and shat out the 1998 monstrosity known simply as Godzilla.
That's a lot of fish.
While the movie itself was a total joke, it did generate an interesting looking new monster, now known amongst Godzilla fans as Zilla. And believe it or not, Zilla's actually not a total joke, despite what the Final Wars movie might have you believe. Sure, he may not be as strong as Godzilla, but Zilla is extremely fast, to the point where he can dodge things ranging from torpedoes to surprise attacks from Godzilla himself. Now obviously, pulling something like this off is pretty impressive, but what I want to know is exactly how fast is the American Godzilla? Or how fast is Zilla, if that makes the diehard Godzilla fans watching this video feel better. Anyways, let's take a look and find out. So like always, we need a solid base feat to get things started, and we actually get to see a pretty decent one when Zilla hops in the water to avoid the military. You see, Zilla, much like every other version of Godzilla, is a fairly decent swimmer, who was even noted as being faster than Godzilla in the 2013 comic Godzilla Rulers of Earth. While we may not be able to compare Zilla's swimming speed in the movie to another giant monster, we can compare it to the speed of a torpedo, which Zilla not only dodges but also outswims and redirects back to the submarine that fired it in the first place. Savage as fuck. Now that's definitely cool and all, but how fast were those torpedoes moving? Well, all three of the subs in this scene look like different classes of nuclear submarines, the Ohio class and the Los Angeles class. These classes of submarines use Mark 48 torpedoes, which were officially, read vaguely, announced to be able to travel at a speed greater than 28 knots, which translates to about 32 miles an hour or about 52 kilometers an hour. However, it's been estimated that these torpedoes could move as fast as 55 knots, which translates to about 63 miles an hour or about 102 kilometers an hour. And remember, Zilla was casually outspeeding these torpedoes, so it's likely he can swim even faster than that. Switching up to dry land speeds, there's a part in the movie when Zilla easily outruns several helicopters dispatched to bring him down. Just in case you're not a helicopter buff, all three of these helicopters are AH-64 Apaches, which, according to Boeing, has a maximum top speed of 192 miles per hour or about 308 kilometers an hour. Sure, these helicopters probably weren't going at full speed because of all the buildings and stuff around them, most of the time anyway, but given some of the other stuff Zilla does in this movie, it makes sense that he'd be able to run at those types of speeds too. Now, even though that's the fastest we see Zilla run in the movie, he's apparently able to go much faster than that. According to the official 1998 Godzilla fact book, his top running speed is said to be exactly 300 miles an hour or about 482 kilometers an hour. For comparison, that means Zilla can run as fast as the Incredible Hulk himself. Well, the Ang Lee version anyway. If you want a real life comparison, then we could say that Zilla's about as fast as the Hennessy Venom F5, which, according to the manufacturer, is expected to reach a speed of 301 miles an hour, or about 484 kilometers an hour once it's finally ready to go. Holy hell, that's actually a pretty impressive running speed, and a lot faster than I thought he'd be able to go. Can you imagine what his reaction speed must be like? I guess we can't, because Zilla dodging something in this movie would mean the military would have to use a decently sized weapon against him while he's being surrounded by a bunch of innocent people, and that's totally crazy.
Fire sidewinders.
Oh wait, never mind. Now, why the military decided firing missiles while being surrounded by a bunch of buildings full of random civilians was a smart idea is beyond me. But hey, at least we know that Zilla's capable of dodging Sidewinder missiles, even though Sidewinder's doing what we see in this movie is total nonsense. Regardless, Sidewinder missiles are capable of flying at speeds of over Mach 2.5. That's about 1,918 miles per hour or about 3,086 kilometers an hour. Pretty impressive dodging speeds for a dude who's supposed to be 60 meters tall, right? Overall, like I said earlier, the 1998 Godzilla movie was, is, and always will be an extremely smelly turd in the history of kaiju cinema. That having been said, the redesigned King of the Monsters was admittedly pretty cool looking and had some pretty decent feats for mutated iguana. Who knows, maybe a sequel wouldn't have been that bad. Just like sticking a fork in an outlet doesn't seem that bad before you actually go ahead and try it. But anyways guys, that's how fast the American Godzilla, otherwise known as Zilla, was in the 1998 movie. If you guys agreed with anything I've said in this video, or maybe you have some calculations on some feats I didn't mention here, then go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, I will see you all next time. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this video, then go ahead and click that like button, and if you're new, maybe consider clicking that subscribe button too. I've also got links to my Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Patreon in the description. You should probably check those out too. And if you want to see more of my content, then you can click the link to my last video. It's right there in the middle of your screen. Alright, and I will see you all next time.